Climate change experts from the African Policy Research Institute and development partners are at this conference in Abuja to brainstorm on climate financing and actionable pathways for Nigeria's low net emission growth. In November 2021, Nigeria signed the Climate Change Act, which seeks to achieve a low greenhouse gas emission by the year 2030. The federal government also says it will require over 17 billion naira annually to achieve the low greenhouse gas emission target. Participants at this conference are of the opinion that the current climate financing inflows in Nigeria are far too insignificant to drive the agenda.
In the last year, Nigeria received about $2 billion in climate financing, which is a very small fraction of what is needed, even in the energy sector alone. But increasing flows will not come from simply articulating our vision for climate action or making bold statements.
According to the African Development Bank, Nigeria needs an annual investment of about $20.5 billion in renewable energy to meet her low greenhouse gas emission target by the year 2030. However, this kind of financing may not come easy, as panelists at this conference analyze impediments to climate financing in Nigeria.
In order to mobilize, the adequate amount of climate financing into the country, then we have to have, adequate regulatory frameworks, so that would not just attract more climate finance, but also amplify the impact of this climate finance.
Being able to originate projects really well is important. I mean, we have quite a number of project pipelines. A lot of the time, investors look at these projects and they push them aside because they're not well thought of, they're not well designed, they're not bankable. So we do need to sit down and make sure we do our homework to be able to originate projects better.
The consensus here is that Nigeria will need increased local and international funding for the country to achieve her target of low greenhouse gas emission by 2030.